Hey guys, I'm Dave.
And I'm Len.
And today we played Musket and Pike from SPI. Why don't you start it off since it's your game?
Okay, this is a tactical game representing the Musket and Pike era, which according to the thing is game is from 1550 to 1680. And
Isn't that the year Joe Biden was born, 1680?
1550.
Oh, okay.
You get numbers mixed up like he does. Okay. This is the time in which the Renaissance armies were throwing away their crossbows and their light infantry and just simplifying it to just muskets and pike. They couldn't melee, so they needed the pike. Musketmen needed the pike to protect them. Because in this battle we played a few times, the musketmen were on their own and they got wiped out bad. So it has 18 scenarios. It represents battles from the 30 Years' War, the English Civil War, the French War, 40 Years' War. We played one between the Austrians and the Turks, and there was also a few battles between the Dutch and the Spanish during their war for independence. What ended this era was somebody got smart and realized the bread knives they were carrying fits very snugly in the barrel, and they could use it for not only can you fire, but you can melee.
Are you talking about a bayonet?
Bayonet.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
So I'll just turn up this.
Yeah, the game we played, it's kind of interesting actually. Essentially the Austrians started with some stuff near a city, and then a bunch of stuff off the board that came in on the second turn. And as the game progressed, right before the second turn, actually on your first turn, I think you cut the road that you knew the Austrians were going to have to take. So then it really slowed down the Austrian forces. Actually slowed them down for a long time, and they finally got through and wiped all that stuff out. But at the end of the game, I think I had 26 units, and I was about 2 turns away from taking the city back. And the game basically ended there, so it was a tie. I would have had to have held the city and had 25 units in order to win.
I held the city, but I didn't have 25 units, so it was considered a draw.
Yeah.
And what happened in the battle was that the Turks could not advance anymore, so they couldn't outflank the rest of the Austrian army. Mm-hmm. So in certain ways, the Austrians won. So strategically they won, even though tactically it was a draw.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, not a bad game at all. I mean, you could teach anyone to play this game in like 10 minutes, if even that long. If they've played war games before, they'll pick it up right away. You just got to explain how the ranges work with the firing and stuff.
Yeah. And also you have to, in this period, you have to learn how to maneuver the firepower with the melee strength. And it took you a few turns to get it all together. Mm-hmm. So
the muskets can't do anything as far as attacking in melee. I mean, they can defend themselves in melee, but they can't really attack in melee. So you got to make sure you use your pikes correctly on this. If you don't use them correctly, then you're going to be in trouble.
And the thing is, firepower, if you're in open terrain, it gets very bad for you.
Yeah,
there's lots of open terrain.
Yeah, the cavalry were useful in this game. It's just that they got bogged down. I mean, I had some cavalry near the city that got into a fight with yours, and they just sat there and fought for turn after turn. And then on the other side of the battlefield, my heavy cavalry went up against your light cavalry, but I just kept disrupting you. And then on your turn, you'd undisrupt, and that's just going back and forth. And then finally, I pulled the cavalry away from there and attacked the rear of one of your rifle units.
Yeah. Because this was out in 1972. This was designed and developed by John Young, mm-hmm. who was like one of their leading game designers in the early 70s. I remember he died of cancer, I think sometime in late 70s, early 80s. Mm. So he had a lot of good games. Because I remember, I brought this out because I read an review on the internet, and they're talking about, well, they never saw young people, they got it out and said, "Wow, this is great! The most fantastic thing we ever played." And at times when this came out, I'm sitting there at times that this is a little too simplistic. They never really defined if you had locking zone, if you were locked to melee, if you were in melee, because if you attacked even at low odds, there was a good chance that nothing would happen.
Mm-hmm.
So could you?
Well, we just assumed you could leave the zone of control since it didn't say you couldn't.
Yeah, well, I presume cavalry could leave, especially if they were attacked by infantry.
Mm.
So, and also light cavalry could withdraw. They didn't define that. So.
Yeah, this one's good. I'd rather play this than modern black powder games, really.
Yeah, because GMT has a nice series based on this era, which is really complicated.
Mm. Well, that goes without saying, so.
Yes. So, and probably the result is the same. It just takes longer.
Yeah.
So.
And more prep time since you got to read all those pages of rules and stuff and play the game several times before you're actually playing it correctly.
Yeah, cause every time I get one out, I have to review the rules. Like, okay, what do you roll if for leader casualties? Because that one, if your leader dies, it's very serious. Because you have your top leader, your +2 leader now dead, replaced by a 0 leader, so you're going to not be as effective. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, and a lot of movement in the game too, which I liked. There's some parts of the battlefield where it was kind of static, but overall there was quite a bit of movement.
Well, one complaint I have is supposedly in the Rada, the hexes are 50 meters, and the muskets have a range of 250 meters. Wait a minute, they didn't think that through. So SPI, if you still got the decision games, if you still got the rights, republish this.
Yeah. Well, actually, the long range of the muskets didn't bother me because at that range, the best you can do is disrupt them. Anyways, you can't actually kill anything at that range. So.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think to disrupt at that range, you have to roll a 6 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not that bad.
Yeah. Okay, and it could be all the bullets flying terrifies you.
Yeah.
So, actually, like I said, I recommend if you ever get it, and decision games, if you got the rights, think about republishing this.
Yeah, this is a good one. All right, thanks for watching, guys.